Greetings and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss a certain type of attachment style that you might not be aware of. Our focus centers on unraveling the unmistakable indicators of the avoidant attachment style. But before we begin, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and share with others that might find these psychology videos fascinating. Let's begin. Do you often find yourself maintaining emotional distance in your relationships? Do you struggle to fully open up and connect with others on an intimate level? These might be signs that you have an avoidant attachment style. In the many intricacies of human relationships, one might frequently encounter the challenge of maintaining emotional distance. This can manifest as a deliberate instinct to safeguard one's innermost feelings, or perhaps it's a reflexive response to past experiences that left a mark. The inclination to preserve a certain level of emotional detachment can stem from a variety of sources, such as a fear of vulnerability or a desire to maintain a sense of independence. While this approach may offer a protective shield against potential hurt or disappointment, it also has the potential to diminish the connections we seek in our relationships. Opening up and building deep, intimate connections can be a complex endeavor. It requires a willingness to expose the raw, unfiltered aspects of oneself to another person. However, this process can evoke feelings of discomfort or even anxiety. The struggle to fully open up might be rooted in past experiences of rejection or betrayal, leading to a protective mechanism that keeps one's emotions at arm's length. The fear of being judged or misunderstood can also play a significant role, creating a barrier between the true self and the outer world. While these defenses serve to shield us from potential emotional harm, they can also limit the growth and depth of our relationships. Yet, it's important to acknowledge that the path towards a more open and connected existence is both valid and possible. The pursuit of intimacy is a courageous task, one that involves embracing discomfort, relinquishing old habits, and allowing the possibility of genuine emotional closeness to flourish. Through dedicating moments to self-reflection and self-analysis regarding your inherent attachment inclinations can help lead to deeper bonds when interacting with others. Here are 8 signs that a person might have an avoidant attachment style. Number 1. Being extremely independent. Embracing independence as a facet of your personality is undeniably commendable, reflecting your capacity to be self-reliant. The ability to tend to your needs is a valuable skill. Yet, if your tendency for independence reaches extraordinary heights, causing you to adamantly shun assistance from others, it might hint at the presence of a dismissive, avoidant attachment pattern. A reflective exercise involves going into the motivations that fueled this staunch resistance to help, particularly when it's extended genuinely. A conspicuous absence of substantial reasons underlying your aversion could serve as a subtle pointer to the attachment style in play. Allowing others to provide assistance when they perceive it to be necessary can be quite beneficial. Accepting help not only eases the burden on yourself, but also nurtures a sense of connection within relationships. It's important to recognize that seeking or accepting help doesn't diminish your autonomy or capabilities. Rather, it acknowledges the value of collaborative support and creates a healthy interdependence with those around you. Number 2. Never been in love. Never experiencing romantic love could potentially be indicative of having an avoidant attachment style. Avoidant attachment is characterized by a discomfort with emotional closeness and intimacy, which can lead individuals to maintain emotional distance in their relationships. Here's how this connection might manifest. Love is a deeply emotional and intense experience. Individuals with avoidant attachment styles may feel overwhelmed by the intense emotions that come with romantic love, leading them to avoid getting into such relationships altogether. It requires open communication and sharing one's feelings and thoughts. Individuals with avoidant attachment styles may struggle to express their emotions and thoughts, making it challenging to form and maintain romantic relationships. Number 3. Avoiding difficult conversations. Avoiding difficult conversations can be a sign that someone might have an avoidant attachment style. Difficult conversations often involve intense emotions or the potential for conflict. Individuals with an avoidant attachment style tend to feel uncomfortable with emotional intensity and may instinctively avoid situations that could lead to heightened emotions or disagreements. Avoidant individuals often prioritize maintaining a sense of harmony and avoiding conflict in relationships. They may worry that engaging in difficult conversations could disrupt the peace or lead to emotional disconnection. As a result, they might opt to avoid these conversations to preserve the perceived stability of the relationship. Underlying the avoidant attachment style is a fear of rejection or abandonment. Engaging in difficult conversations could potentially lead to negative outcomes, including the possibility of the other person distancing themselves. To avoid this perceived threat, avoidant individuals might choose to avoid the conversation altogether. Number 4. Extremely judgmental. If you get uncomfortable around others when they display deep levels or emotions, or even get mad and judge them for doing so, it might be an indicator of avoidant attachment. Criticizing others for showing emotions can be a way for avoidant individuals to rationalize their own avoidance of emotions. By devaluing emotional expression, they may justify their own emotional detachment and convince themselves that it's a healthier or more rational approach. Avoidant individuals often value control. When they see others openly expressing emotions, it might trigger a fear of losing control or being overwhelmed by their own emotions. By looking down on emotional expression, they reinforce the idea that emotional control is superior. Also, early experiences, such as emotional neglect, can contribute to the development of an avoidant attachment style. Looking down on emotions might stem from a defense mechanism formed in response to these past experiences, as a way to cope with unmet emotional needs. Number 5. Appearing to others as distant and unloving. Appearing distant and unloving to others can be a clear indicator of avoidant attachment. This demeanor often stems from a deep-seated discomfort with emotional intimacy and a fear of dependence. Individuals with it tend to suppress their own emotional needs and maintain a self-reliant front, which can manifest as an outward appearance of aloofness. Their inherent reluctance to openly express affection and warmth can lead others to perceive them as emotionally distant and uninvolved, even though this is often not their true intent. The root of this behavior lies in an internal conflict between the desire for connection and the fear of vulnerability. While avoidant individuals might yearn for close relationships, their past experiences, possibly characterized by inconsistent caregiving, can instill a defensive mechanism against emotional pain. This prompts them to unconsciously create emotional barriers, preventing them from fully engaging in relationships and allowing others to perceive their genuine emotions. The seemingly unloving demeanor is a self-protective measure, shielding them from potential hurt that might arise from getting too close or dependent on others. Number 6. Keeping outward display of emotions to a minimum. Keeping emotions to a minimum can strongly indicate avoidant attachment. Individuals with this attachment pattern often find it challenging to openly express their feelings. By limiting their visible emotional expression, they create a protective barrier that shields them from the potential risks associated with forming close relationships. This behavior is a reflection of their underlying fear of becoming too emotionally dependent on others, which is a core characteristic of the avoidant attachment style. This tendency to downplay emotions and maintain emotional distance can stem from early life experiences that shaped their attachment pattern. Because of this, they learn to suppress their emotions as a way to protect themselves from potential hurt. Keeping emotions in check becomes a method of self-preservation and conveying an appearance of detachment to others. Number 7. Avoids complaining. Avoiding complaints can be linked to an avoidant attachment style, as this behavior reflects a broader tendency to suppress needs and emotions to maintain emotional distance and independence. Complaining, in their eyes, might be seen as a sign of neediness, which conflicts with their desire to present themselves as self-reliant and in control. As a result, they might avoid expressing their concerns or discomfort to avoid the perception of being emotionally dependent, which aligns with the avoidant attachment pattern. This behavior can also be rooted in a fear of rejection or abandonment, which are central themes in avoidant attachment. Individuals with this attachment style might worry that expressing dissatisfaction could lead others to perceive them as difficult or undesirable, potentially resulting in the other person withdrawing from the relationship. To prevent this perceived threat, they choose to keep their complaints to themselves, inadvertently perpetuating a pattern of emotional distance. Number 8. You never have free time. While many people have busy lives, those who fill their day with tasks in order to keep their distance from people and have this tendency to do so persistently could be linked to avoidant attachment. People with this behavior often seek to maintain emotional distance and independence in their relationships. Staying constantly busy can serve as a way to create a buffer against emotional closeness. By filling their time with various activities or work, they effectively avoid situations that might lead to deeper emotional connections or conversations that require sharing personal feelings. The avoidance of emotional intimacy is a core characteristic of the avoidant attachment style. Keeping busy can be a method to sidestep this intimacy, as it leaves little time for engaging in the type of meaningful interactions that create emotional bonds. By keeping themselves occupied, they create a barrier that prevents them from getting too close to others and avoids potential emotional entanglements. Also, the busyness can act as a distraction from any feelings of discomfort or attachment-related anxieties. Instead of confronting these emotions, they channel their energy into various activities, effectively minimizing the need to confront their deeper emotional needs. This avoidance of emotional exploration and a preference for constant activity can be rooted in past experiences, possibly influenced by their upbringing or previous relationships, which have shaped their attachment patterns and over time have put up barriers from emotional closeness. Seeking therapy or counseling can provide valuable support in understanding and working through your attachment style. Remember, forming healthy relationships requires vulnerability, trust, and a two-lane highway of communication. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to check out our other videos on the channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating content on personal growth, relationships, and other topics in the psychology field.